Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the video, I did finish the week with 26 wins and 6 losses for a win rate of 82.41% for the week. Exceeded my 80% goal I have every week, so I was very pleased about that. This past week was very volatile. We did really well. I did really well this week, so I was very happy and pleased with the week. I saw that many rooms got hammered, and that's why you need to be able to trade both sides of the market, up and down. Some people just can't only play up. They only can buy the dip. They have no idea how to play a down market, and those are the people you need to stay away from. So we know how to play both sides. I actually prefer when the market drops, because I end up for some reason I end up doing my best work when the market's red. So I just don't know why it is. But yeah, I always manage to do the best when the markets are down. So, but yeah, you got to be able to trade both sides of the market, up and down. You just can't be on one-sided only, because you're not going to survive, or you're going to be like a lot of people this past week that they keep buying the dip and they keep getting thrashed on. So, and I did buy the dip here and there, but there's a reason behind that. And I'll get to the reasons in a bit. So, with that said, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of the social media accounts. Now, you can also go on Twitter, my Twitter, and see the timestamps of the plays. So you can see the calls that I made in real time. So now on Monday, let's see, I had 4 wins and 1 loss. Now I started with Apple. Let's see, Monday, Apple. Where is Monday? Right here, the 29th. Now, I was looking at, we gapped up right here from futures on Sunday night. So, actually, well, I can't show you futures on Apple, but, on SPY, we gapped up right here a little bit. Just showing you, yeah, we gapped up quite a bit. Is this Sunday right here? Yeah. Sunday, yeah. So you gapped up pretty good, and it just stayed in this channel for SPY. So everything gapped up with it. Apple, of course, did. So gotta make sure I get the right day right here. So with this gap up, I was looking at let's see what I said in the trade ideas room for Monday. If you're not sure what the trade ideas room is, it's every morning before market I try to place the things I'm looking at open. But I've been kind of like the last couple days been waiting out the first 15 minutes to 30 minutes at least. I've been trying to, at least, because there've been so many fake outs. I'll probably end up doing that next week too. So I can't imagine I'll be playing too much the first 30 minutes. But yeah, there's been a lot of fake outs lately. Monday I had Roku calls over 237, Apple calls over 160.50, which is 160.50. I think was, yeah, I had the, yeah, it was the previous high, but because it dropped a little bit at open, I got it right here. Now that's where I end up readjusting. Because when I give out the levels, I'm expecting if Apple just takes off right out of the gate, then that 160.50 level will be the one I'm looking at. But because it dropped at open a little bit, I go back to pre-market high, and that's where I ended up grabbing it. So I grabbed the 162.50 calls at $1.23, and I just went to 140. Not much, like 17 cents or something like that. So pop and drop, and this is what was starting it. I was seeing this all week long. It would pop up for the first, literally half an hour, then it would drop. So I mean, it kept doing that a lot this week. So I kind of kept a mental note of that, and I think I started to back off, I think Wednesday, but I'll get to that when I get to that. Then I ended up playing let's see, SPY puts at 1028. 1028 right here. This is where I grabbed it. You can see it didn't break out when it started to take off just a little bit. You know, one thing I really don't like, I hate these massive gap ups. You're talking, Friday it was at, we'll round up 457, and now it's opening up at 464. So you're talking a $7 gap up, and I don't like that. So I wouldn't buy chase calls out of the gate. So that's why I went to Apple. I thought Apple at open had a higher probability of actually taking off, and it did just a tiny bit, but it was a pop and drop. But right here, it dropped a little bit, then it consolidated, and I saw that as soon as I saw it break this area, because, you know, dropped here, made a couple inside candles right here. Once it broke below the 200 moving average, which is this purple line, I grabbed the 4600 puts at 225, and then went to 460 right there. Then I ended up grabbing calls at 1126, which is right here. Now, I thought about grabbing it right here, but I was afraid that because they had such a huge gap up, that if it broke this area right here, it was going to fill the gap. So I was not comfortable grabbing calls right here. I wanted to wait for it to break back over this level right here of the 463.50. And that's where I ended up grabbing the 46.60 calls at 255, and then went to $14.75. So this little drop was 100%. This was 450%. So that was nice couple plays right there. Then I ended up grabbing SPX puts at 1253, which I think was right 1253 right here. Yeah, right here. Now, let me back this up. Let's see what. There's a reason I picked it there. It's just Friday. No, it's Monday. I was looking at the this area right in here. As you can see on Friday, this was support, the 465.50 area. So I was kind of like looking for it to reject right there. So when it started to have this little rejection candle right in here, a little bit of a pullback, then it had a little bit of a green candle right there. I grabbed it right there. I grabbed the 465.50, the 460, the 46.55 puts at 310. And it popped back up, then it came back down, and I was able to get out like with 10 cents. I mean, I was expecting a bigger drop, but it just did not happen right. I mean, it did right there, but just in this candle right in here, it didn't really drop that much. Theta kind of did its little magic in that little 20, 30 minutes right there. So got out green. I was happy to actually get out green. 10 cents, not a big deal, but, you know, green anyways. Then I took puts the end of the day at 257, which is right here. Now, what I was looking at, you know, a descending triangle right here. I was flagging a little bit, and then it was pushing down on the 20 moving average right here, which is the blue line. And I really thought it was going to break this area because it was trying to break below the 465.60 area and the 20 EMA, and it just would not go. But it looked like it was going to, so I grabbed it right here thinking, you know, we are at 457 Friday. It gapped up $7, and it went up another. I mean, it's up almost $9, $9.50, close to $10 right there. So I thought we were going to have an end of the day dump, and I grabbed it right here at let's see, at 210 or 257. Wait, actually, I grabbed it right here. No, yeah, I grabbed it in this candle right here. Popped back up. It consolidated a little bit. It chopped a little bit. Then it finally dropped. And when it did drop, it did not really drop that much. It just did they actually? I think they actually went into money right here, but I think I stopped out. Let me see where I stopped out. I don't know why I stopped out. I kind of regret doing that. Let me just see. On Monday. Where are you? What's the timestamp on this? 358. 348, which is this candle. 348. Right here. Stopped out right in here before it actually had this last big knife right there. I just should have waited a couple more minutes, and they were green, and that's a loss. I didn't have to take it. Usually I've been holding my SPX to the very end because of stuff like that, shenanigans like that. And I just was like, okay, I mean, I got it at 210. I can get out at 260. So I'm quite happy with that. So I'll try to get out, because sometimes when you try to stop out, you try to get out green and it just never gets there. It gets close, but never does. And then it ends up going to zero. So I was like, okay, I shouldn't have done that. That's one loss I didn't need to take, but I did take. So I kind of felt a little stupid at that point in time that I did take that that loss right there, but it is what it is. Then on Tuesday, we had 4 expirations this past week: Monday, Tuesday being the end of the month, Wednesday and Friday. So you gotta love those end of the month expiration days. So the extra expiration days, I love having them. So let's see, Tuesday I had Snap. Snap at, let's see, Tuesday right here. Now I said, is this Tuesday? Yeah. Trade ideas. On Tuesday I said Roku calls over 236. SPY puts in at 460. Snap calls over 49, and it did went over 49. It got the 50 calls at 85 cents, and it came back down, stopped out at 50 cents. I probably should have held because they went in the money and they went green. Another loss, but you know, they had a sharp knife right here. I mean, if I held to the next day and swung it overnight, it would have went green and they would have been nice, but you just don't know. I mean, I should have known anything under $50 with Snap is going to end up getting overripped. For some reason, Snap just does not like to be under $50, except it's been under $50 this rest of the week after Wednesday. So, yeah. Another loss. I mean, I guess I didn't really need to take that. I mean, it was not much of a loss, 35 cents. I'm not going to cry over that. I mean, that's pitiful. So then we had, then we started having the big movers on SPY. Let's see, SPY on the 30th. Now I took SPY puts at, took the 46.05 puts at 10.15, which is right here. Got this big pop up. You know, it's getting close to this pivot right here of 464. So it's 464 if you want to get really technical, like 464.50, but got to 464, started to reject harshly, so I chased it. I grabbed it right there. I grabbed it a couple times. Now I might have to go to a smaller time frame to catch this. I'll go to a smaller time right now. I don't use the smaller time frame. I go to either 10-minute, but let's see. No. Okay. Now I grabbed it right, what time was it again? 10:15, right here. They went from the 46.05 puts, went from, let's see, 310 to 480 in this little push right here. Then it popped back up for a double top, and that's where I ended up grabbing it again. But I grabbed the 4600 puts at 1039, which is right here on this knife. I grabbed it right. Actually get that knife right there, and it pulled back up. So what I've been trying to do lately is that when you have these knives, I've been trying to, I used to chase them down here, but I've been waiting for them to actually kind of retrace a little bit and grab the retracement, and that's where I ended up grabbing it right here. And these 4600 puts, I got at $3, went to $35.60. So they went 1,000% plus on that little drop, that nasty drop right there. If he held all the way through, that was a nice little play. Then I ended up grabbing 4,600 calls at 11.57, which is 11.57. Actually, you know, let me go back to the 10-minute so I can see what I'm doing here. Get the right day. 11.57. 11.57, right down here. I don't know why I didn't grab it right there. So what I've been looking at in these long exaggerated candles, you're talking right here from 460 to 458. That's a $3 move. When you have these long exaggerated candles, they like to retrace like 50% of the candle. And anytime I see these huge red candles, I try to grab it. And I missed that one right there, but I did grab the one down here though. Also that it was diverging a little bit, so I grabbed it right here. The 4,600 calls I got at $3. They went to 375 in that little pop right there. Then I think I grabbed them again. Let me see what timestamp on this one is. I grabbed them again at 212. Yeah, right here. 12.12 right here. So yeah, I got this little drop right here, sold into that, dropped back down, and I got back in again. This time instead of $3, I got it at $2.50. And they went from, let's see, they went from 210 to, let's see, hold on. Where is my, they went from it went from 250 to 790 in that little push right here. So if you held all the way through up to the VWAP. So that was a nice little play right there. So then I ended up grabbing, I don't know why I kept saying 210. Then I ended up grabbing calls again. I grabbed the 45.90 calls this time at 316, which is right here at the bottom. Oh, 316. Right in here. What I was looking at was the double bottom right here. Well, triple bottom if you want to count this, but it came back. I went to VWAP, came back down, and it tested this area, the 4650 area, and I grabbed calls right there, and they went from 240 to $3 right there. So they went into a nice little 60-cent move right there. Then I ended up knifing, so I'm glad I got out when I did. So the market's been very, very volatile, and anytime it gets a pop, it just gets slammed on. So I'm expecting next week to be a little different, but we'll have to see what the news does and stuff like that. So that's Tuesday. Now Wednesday, let's see, how many, did I have a loss? Yeah, I had, the snap was the loss, and I probably didn't really need to take, and yes, SPX loss in the end of the day. Monday I didn't really need. So those two losses I pretty much took that I really didn't need to take, but it is what it is. So I did on the 1st of December, had 8 trades. I traded a lot this week. I traded really a lot this week. I mean, I just was in the zone. So, when you get in the zone and things are working good, you just do it. And I just stayed on it. As long as I didn't lose, I didn't really care. I kept going. So I took snap calls right out of the gate, 932. I grabbed the 50 calls. They went from 65 cents to $1.49. Now I said in the trade ideas room on the 1st, snap calls of a 49.50, which is pre-market high. Well, pre-market high, and the Tuesday's high of day. So I grabbed it off that, and they went 100% move on that. So that was a nice little 100% play right there. Then I ended up grabbing SPY calls at 10 o'clock. Let's see. Yeah, I was actually thinking we were going to get a short squeeze on Wednesday, but we didn't. We got calls at 10 o'clock right here. As you can see, it dropped down, started to push back up. I grabbed it over pre-market high right here, the 462 area, and I even said in the pre-market, SPY. Oh no, I said SPY puts under 460. Did it get under? No, I didn't get under 460, but I did hold above it. So that's why I ended up switching to the other side. That's why you need to be in the room, because you need to be able to switch your thesis and switch your position really quickly based on the action. And it didn't drop, came back up pretty quickly, and it broke pre-market highs. And that's when I grabbed the 462 calls at $1.20. And they went from $1.20 to $2.90 in that little pop right there. So that was a nice little move. Then I ended up grabbing 4,600 puts at 10.30 right here. Popped back up, came back down. Thought maybe it was going to be a fake out, broke over pre-market high coming into Tuesday's resistance a little bit. The 463 area puts right here in this little candle. And I got a little quick little dump right there. And they went from, let's see, they went from $3.40 to $7 just right there. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but you know, they did go pretty good on that. So I actually thought we were gonna go back to lower day, and it didn't. So these SPX, you time them right, you can make good money on it, and you get used to these $2-3 moves, and then you get spoiled. And when you go to play things like even SPY, you play things like Snap or Microsoft or Snap or Apple, it just doesn't move that much. I mean, you need to get a really significant move just to get 50 cents out of it, and I hate it. So that's why I love SPX. So yeah, $3.40 to $7 right there. Not much of a move. That's all it takes. You get really close to at the money on SPX, and plus implied volatility was really spiking at that time. So I did grab them again. I grabbed the 4,600 puts again at 1043, which is not 1043, 1030, 1043. Okay, I'm gonna have to go down to a smaller time frame to see what I did on this one, because I think what I've been doing is anytime that it starts to drop and it pops back up, I just rebuy it again. Let's see on the first. Where is the first? Okay, this is the first. Okay, the first one was at 1030, which was right here. I grabbed that right in here. And then I grabbed them again at, let me just double check. Let me check. For some reason I've got this confused. Yeah, I grabbed them again, 1043. I grabbed it right up here again at the double top. Then it went against me a little bit. Then it came back and just had its like enormous run. So yeah, I grabbed the one right in here. Then I grabbed it up here at the double top, and it kind of went against me a little bit, but then it just finally ended up dropping. So what SPY's been doing a lot lately, it's been doing a false breakout. Like right here, I grabbed it right in here and it went against me, then it just got flushed. So yeah, I got that little move right there. Then I grabbed it again right in here at the double top. It went against me quickly, then it flushed. And that's the one that 4,600 puts went from $2.70 to $76. That was like a 2,700% move if you held all the way through, which is insane because it went from 465 to it dropped $14. I mean, the thing you gotta understand about SPY and SPX and stuff like that, especially SPY doesn't usually trade. Why do I get the 10-minute over here? I should have the hourly. I don't know why I did that. I don't know how long it's been like that. But anyways, what I want to show you is SPY's average candle is, it's like $3 to $4. Right here, the low is $4.41 to $4.45. So you're talking $4 right there. These exaggerated candles right there, $3.30. We'll have to go $4.33 round up. That's $7. I mean, you're talking on extreme days, it's about $6 to $7. Average days anywhere from $2 to $4. So when you have a $12 day or a $10 day or an $8 day, you start looking for the bounce, and that's what I've been doing a lot. So and I actually did it pretty well most of the week. So I did grab 4630 calls at 108, which is right here. No, right here. 108, right there. Got these long candles. Now I'm thinking, okay, at this point in time, it's 458 from 465. That's already a $7 drop. We should have some kind of a bounce. You get these long, exaggerated candles. I jumped in. I grabbed the 4630 calls at 310, and they went from 310 to 360 right in that little pop. I got the 50 cents. Then it dropped more. Then I grabbed the 4625 calls at 120, which is right in this candle right here. 120. No, that's the first one. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to a smaller time frame because the time frames are kind of messed up. So Is this the, get the right times? Now, like I said, I don't use the small time frames. I use the 10-minute time frames. But okay, the first calls I had was at 108, which is right here. This is where that popped a little bit, and I got the 50 cents, and it dropped more, and I grabbed it again at 120, which is right here. This is where they went from, but instead of grabbing the 46.30 the second time, I grabbed the 46.25 at $3, and they went from $3 to 4.50, just in that little push right there. Then I grabbed them again at 147, which is right here, and they went from 255 to 410, and that little push right there. Then I grabbed them again at 255, which is right 255. I think right here. No. Oh, right here. Now I remember why I grabbed this, because it was showing an inverted head and shoulders right here. Let's see what actually, I don't know if it was showing that on the 10-minute. I can't say that. One of the days this week it was showing that, but it didn't. 255. 255 right here. Yeah, because I really thought this was the bottom. Because 465 to 457, that's a $8 drop. And like I said, the extreme ranges have been $6 to $8. $8 right there. I got the bounce. It came back down. I thought for sure it was gonna pop right there in reverse end of the day, and I grabbed the 4,600 calls at $2.50, and it just flushed. So that loss kind of got in prematurely, and I can't believe it just kept dumping. It's dumped as much as it did on Wednesday. Still blows my mind that, I mean, we haven't seen a $14 day on SPY since I have to go back a couple of years. I think the last time we had that was back here. This is even a $14 day. 228 to 240. That was almost a $20. Yeah, this was a $20 day. Yeah, this was back in the COVID crash. So we had very, very volatile days. And this is where I got 297. So yeah, that was a $14 day right there. Yeah, so during the COVID crash, the average range during the COVID crash was anywhere from $10 to $15. So, but back here, the last year, we haven't had these significant volatile days. I mean, back here was what, 428, we'll round up to 429. So you're talking 429. Well, that's 16. Yeah, that's a pretty big day right there. So we've got, these are the last substantial days, but I mean, before that, I mean, it's just been really narrow ranges. So we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully the volatility will continue and we'll have these wide ranges. And I was not expecting, I was actually literally expecting it to have a recovery in a day, and it just flushed. It did not work out the way I thought it would. So that did not work out in the day on Wednesday. So on Thursday, I had Roku. I had a Roku swing, and what I've been trying to do is Roku, just get them once and that's it. Stop trying to, get the fake breaks out right here. Right, you might get the 10. Yeah, looks like it's gonna break out and it doesn't. It gets slammed. Looks like it's gonna break out and get slammed. And looks like it's going to break out and slams, and then it has a little bit of a reversal. Looks like it's going to break out and get slammed. I mean, this is just Roku. It's the first time it actually broke out and actually stay up in green. It fakes out so much, and I'm not going to get faked out every single day by it. I'll just buy it once. I got it at like $1.50. I got to check the, yeah, I got the 220 calls at $1.50. I just hung on to them. They were lost. I didn't really care, whatever. But Roku's gonna have that $20, $40 day sometime, and the day I'm not in it, it's the day they're gonna have it. So I'd rather have it. I actually thought it was gonna be this day right here. I grabbed it right here at 10 o'clock. This is where I grabbed it. Popped up, came back down, and it looked like it was gonna break out right here, and that's where I grabbed it. And I just said, the hell with it. I'm gonna hang on to it. It's a loss at loss. I've had a great week so far. I'll make up for it on today. And that's what I ended up doing. So now this was the only non-expiration day on Thursday, and SPY was way too expensive. Usually on non-expiration days, at the money calls and puts on SPY, about $1.50. They were like $3. They were double what they normally would. And to get, any decent price under $2, you had to go like 4 or 5 strikes out of the money. And the thing I was really worried about was that because volatility has been so high and implied volatility is high, that we were going to get a choppy day and they were just going to crush both sides, and just the market makers were going to run away with the premiums. And I thought we were going to have a narrow range day, and if you have a narrow range day and you're too far out of the money, you're just not going to make any money. So I decided to look for an alternative, and I used Microsoft. So now what I did with Microsoft was I kept shorting it. I shorted it like 4 times on Thursday. The first time was at 10.12, which was right here. It popped up. I grabbed it right here underneath. It broke underneath this area, so it popped, rejected the 200 EMA, came back down and grabbed it right there. I grabbed the 327.50 puts all day long. I played the 327.50 puts. First time I got it at 210. They went from 210 to, actually I grabbed it down here, 10.12. I grabbed it right here. Sorry, I didn't grab it up here. I grabbed it down here, right at pre-market low. And then went from 210 to 255. So got a nice little 45-cent push right there. Popped back up, grabbed it again at 10.33, which is right here. Came back, I grabbed it right down here. So it went up to VWAP, 20 EMA, rejected. I grabbed it right underneath these candles. Then it went from $1.96 to 320 right there. So that was a nice little play. To pop back up, I grabbed it again at 11.31, which is right at VWAP, right here. Underneath VWAP is where I grabbed it. So basically I've been shorting all the pops. So I grabbed it right here, popped back up, came back down. I really thought it was going to flush here, and it didn't. So still a nice play. And it popped back up, came back down again. So I grabbed them the third time at 181 and went to 224, and it popped back up. I grabbed them again for the 4th time at 12.11, which is right here, thinking we were going to double top right here. Then it popped through, and I was like, okay, maybe it's going to break out. Then it stalled out at the RCT trend line, which is this orange line, and it came back down. So they did go from 142 to 171, so they were able to drop later in the afternoon. So I held on to them. As long as it didn't break over the 200 EMA, I was okay with that. I was actually thinking that if it did, it might reject again harshly like I did right here. So market was weak, so I stayed with it. And then I ended up playing SPY puts at the end of the day. Now that they kind of brought it down a little bit, I did grab the 455 puts at 311, which is right here. Now broke out, false breakout right there. Wait, where is it? 311, right? No, I grabbed it right here. There was a false breakout right there, but I did wait for it to come back down. I grabbed it right here, right in here. Now, I probably should have grabbed the false breakout and grabbed that, but it popped back up again, then it rejected. So I waited for underneath this area, 457.50, and they went from 180 to 217 right there. Not much of a push, but a little bit. So it was a nice little day on Thursday minus Roku. And Roku obviously didn't do anything. I mean, Roku just started to look good, and then it just got slammed on Friday. This stupid thing just cannot get out of its own way. It's going to have one of those rip your face off rallies, and it's going to be really, really massive. And I just want to be there when it does, but I'm not going to sit there and chase it every single day. So the last day is Friday. Now, I had a couple losers on Friday, and Friday I didn't do so well with the exaggerated retracement plays. So now I played SPY at first because it was expensive. I grabbed SPY 457 puts at 940. I even said in the trade ideas room, SPY puts under 457, and I grabbed it right under, I think I grabbed it right before 457. Grabbed it right in here somewhere. and they went from 130 to 812 if you held all the way through. So that was a 500% move. Then I ended up trying to play the bounces. Now, going back to the mentality of the ranges, you can't range. It's not a good idea to short SPY after it's already down, $8, because the average extreme ranges are $6 to $8. So anything beyond $8 is extremely rare. It doesn't happen too often, and you never know when it's going to happen. But if you try to look at the ranges and understand that, what is extreme on SPY and what's not, what is the average range? The average is, like I said, around $2, $2 to $4, and extreme ranges are anywhere from 6 to 8, and anything beyond 8 is just really extreme and really rare. And this was just another one of those days again. It could be seen. $8 to $10 days next week too. So, but like I said, I was not expecting that. I was trying to grab the retracement bounces, and I grabbed one at 456 calls at 10:04, which was right here. Get this long red candles right here. So I was looking at, okay, we're down $6 in 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes. So it's going to bounce a little bit. That's really exaggerated right there. So they did go from $1.60 to, let's see, they went from $1.60 to $1.95. They didn't really go that much. That's why, because I had the 456. I don't know why. I don't understand why they didn't go that. They should have gone a lot more than 160 to 195. But anyways, then I grabbed... this was the next lot, the loss I had. The first loss on Friday, I had the 455 calls again at 1034, which I believe is right here. Popped back up, rejected the VWAP, close to VWAP, rejected the 456 area, which was a pivot because it was using resistance here, supporting here, supporting resistance, and it rejected. I thought it was going to be a double bottom, and it was going to bounce, and it didn't. It flushed. So that one was a loss. I stopped out at 94 cents from $1.65. So that was the first loss of the day. Then I grabbed the 40, and then I switched to SPX. Started getting a little more ballsy and playing outside the money, looking for that 50-cent move, and I grabbed them again at 11.44, which was right here. The thing I was looking at, again, these long red candles. Okay, we had this long exaggerated move. It bounced and it rejected and fell through, and you had this nasty red candle right here, and it was starting to get bought up right here. So I grabbed it at 11. I grabbed the SPX, at 11.44. I grabbed it right here, right in this candle, and they went from 275 to 320 in that little pop right there. Got close to 50 cents. Then I ended up grabbing, because I'm not going to short when it's already down. I mean, at this point in time, you're not going to grab puts when it's at 452 and it's down $8. It's just, to me, it seems kind of dumb. So I'm not. I feel like the drop is limited at this point, and we're going to get a relief bounce, and we didn't really. So I was kind of wrong, but I did get the bounces out of that one right there. Then I grabbed it again at 12.57. This time I grabbed at this one I grabbed the 45.70 calls. This time I grabbed the 45.60 calls at 12.57, which was right 12.57. Where are you? Right here. This was the inverted head and shoulders I was looking at. Now it popped up. I didn't grab it here. I thought about it. I don't know why I didn't. I should have. Then it rejected the 20 EMA, came back down, and this is where it's been kind of holding this 451 level. And I grabbed the 45.60 calls at 270, and then went from 270 to 460 in that little push right there. Then I ended up buying them again, the 45.60 calls. This time I bought them at 131, which was right here. So it dropped back down. I grabbed it here. So when I came back to this 451 area again, I grabbed them again and flushed. And I held them thinking, okay, we're going to get a massive short squeeze at the end of the day. And we did. but it just didn't. I didn't time it right. I mean, it did pop up here, and it never went green. So I thought for sure we were going to. So I did grab puts at the end of the day, and I timed these puts perfectly because what I was looking at this point in time, if SPY didn't pop back down here, well, one of the things I've been noticing is that SPY has been waiting for the last 15 minutes to make its move. So I wanted to grab it down here, but I was like, okay, it's only 3 o'clock. Every time I grab it, always too early. And I was like, no, I'm going to resist. I'm going to resist. And I was actually thinking calls the end of the day because it was down here at the lower day. Then it popped from 3 to 3:30. Then I was like, okay. At 3:30, it gets close to VWAP. I switched over my thesis from calls to puts because we went from 449 to 452. We went $3 from VWAP is right there. And the last couple of days, I mean, it's the last few days, yeah, it makes a little strong push. The last 10 minutes, it dumps. Right here, it dumps the last 10 minutes. Last 10 minute dumps. Dumps right there, last 10 minutes. So the last 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, it's been dumping. So because it was already made its little pop from 230 to 240, from 3 to 345, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 45.10 puts at $2.50 and then went to $10.55. So they had a nice little push. They were at the money, had a huge move right there. So they went 300% on that little drop. Then it reversed harsh. I did not grab that. But after we got this little move right there, I was done for the day. I had a great week, had a great day. A couple of errors here and there, a couple unnecessary losses through the week, so I can't complain. It was a great week, probably one of my better weeks I've had in a long time. Maybe not statistically, but P&L-wise it was, so definitely happy about that. Now, hopefully next week will be just as volatile, and we'll have these $8 to $10 moves. And I was looking at the what is that called again? I can't. The CPCE, which is the put to call ratio, is at extreme levels, as high as it's been all year, and it hasn't been this high since the COVID crash. So I'm thinking that we're going to have a strong short squeeze on Monday. Just because we have a short squeeze does not mean the SPY cannot go lower, because as you've noticed, we'll go back to the COVID crash, which is, I'll go 2 years out. What they've been doing, the COVID crash, is that they've been having these long exaggerated days like back here, and then put the call ratios high, and they pop it for a couple of days, and you have another big drop, then it drops more, and pop it, drops more. I mean, we could have this kind of a scenario. I don't think we're gonna have. I don't think we're gonna go below 400, but we could definitely go to 420 if we keep having more bad news and more things with COVID, and more things with Russia, and more things with the Fed and stuff like that with interest rates. So I'm expecting we might have one of these days where we had a nice long red day and it just jerked up, and then had another, and Tuesday could be like this. So that's what I'm thinking. You have to watch the watch list to see what I'm really looking for next week. But yeah, anyways, that's going to do it for the recap. I hope this has helped, and thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the room.